Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about the physiography of India, the physical features of India. Now this video is going to be a bit long, that is why we are dividing it into three parts. The first part is about the mighty Himalayas. The Himalayas are the northern walls or the mountains that divide India from the rest of Asia. The Himalayas are a range of mountains that originate or radiates from the Pami Knot, which lies a little to the north of India. Now, this chain of mountain is made up of the Hindu Kush, the Suleiman Range, and the Kirthar in the east, and Karakoram and Himalayas in the west. The first range of the Himalayas are the Karakoram Range, also known as K2, which are the world's second highest peak, and several glaciers are found here in this range. Baltoro is a famous glacier of the Karakoram Range. Horizontally, the Himalayas are divided into three parts: the Western Himalayas, which lie in the Kashmir region, the Central Himalayas in Uttarakhand, and the Eastern Himalayas, which extend into the northeastern part of the Himalayas, which are covering the states of Assam, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Manipur, etc. So the Himalayas stretch from the Indus River in the west to the Brahmaputra River in the east. Vertically, the Himalayas consist of three parallel ranges according to the height. The first range of the Himalayas are the Himadris, which are the highest part of the Himalayas. They form the backbone of the Himalayas. Their average elevation is 6,000 meters and it is permanently covered with snow. Now, Mount Everest, whose height is 8,848 meters, is the highest peak in the world, is located here. And the world's highest peaks, most of them over 8,000 meters, are found in Himadris. That is why they are called as the Greater Himalayas. The Gangotri and the Yamunotri glaciers are also found in the Himadris, and they give birth to the greatest river and the longest river of the world, which is Ganga, and the Yamuna River. Both Yamunotri and Gangotri are places of Hindu pilgrimages and are holy places. According to a popular Hindu legend, goddess Ganga descended in Gangotri, from where Lord Shiva released the mighty river from his locks of hair. The second range of the Himalayas, according to the height, are the Himachal Himalayas. They are also called as the Himadris. Now, the average elevation is 4,500 meters. Here we do not find much glaciers, and there are very beautiful valleys and hill stations which are found in this range. So, most of the hill stations are located on the southern slopes of the Himachal. In English, the Himachal is also known as the Middle or the Lesser Himalayas. Of the popular hill stations of the Himalayas are Shimla in Himachal Pradesh, Mussoorie in Uttaranchal, Nainital in Uttaranchal, and Darjeeling in West Bengal. These hill stations are the best places to visit during the summer months, when the temperatures are very cool in these hill stations. So they are basically a very important tourist attraction for the entire country. The southernmost range of the Himalayas is known as the Shivaliks. Now they are not very continuous. Towards the east it merges with the middle Himalayas. The elevation is very low in comparison to the other ranges. It is less than 1,200 meters. And there are broad longitudinal valleys in the Shivaliks, or the broad valleys which are called as dunes. One of the examples of such dunes are the Dehradun. So dunes are covered with coarse sands and pebbles which are brought down by the swifting and the flowing rivers. The higher parts where the range joins the northern plains are known as the Bhabar areas. The Shivaliks are also known as the Outer Himalayas. They are the outermost part of the Himalayas, almost the foothills of the Himalayas, from where the northern plain starts. They are the places where the deposition of pebbles, gravel, and the sand which has been brought down by the rivers have been done, and this place is called as Bhabar. That is why Bhabar consists of coarse pebbles and coarse materials which is brought down by the rivers, that is the tributaries of the rivers which join the main rivers. Towards the south of the Bhabar plain lies the Tarai plain, which is formed by the deposition of fine alluvial soil which has been brought down by the rivers. So the pebbles and the rocks have been broken down further as very fine alluvial soil. There's a lot of water in the Tarai belt as the water seeps in the Bhabar area and reappear where the land levels out and becomes flat in the Tarai belt. That is why the Tarai belt is more swampy and very good for growing and cultivating of crops. In the recent years, the Tarai, which was heavily forested area with so many wild animals, have been drained, developed as well as cultivated and has been highly exploited. There are two types of alluvial soil which has been brought down by the rivers and deposited along the Bhabar as well as the Tarai plains. They are Bhangar as well as Khadar. So Bhangar is the older alluvial soil that was formed long time back, and the Khadar are the newer alluvial soil which are deposited every year, which is more finer in texture, whereas Bhangar is more coarse.